There is a form of therapy that's called hypnotherapy. And in hypnotherapy, this is when the practitioner who is trained and licensed to hypnotize another individual, this is when they induce them into a trance state where their mind is suggestible to information. So it's a variety of different ways to do this, right? I know y'all seen in movies where it's like a thing that they hold and then you kind of watch it and you watch it and you watch it. Sometimes they put something over your eyes and music is playing in the background while your mind is being induced into this trance state. But if I told you that you can induce your own trance hypnotic state of mind, science suggests that when the brain waves in the mind has slowed down to an extent, it becomes suggestible to new information, which means that you can program your mind to think and maneuver in different ways that you probably never thought would be possible without being in a trance state of mind. Now, I took some notes and I realized we are low-key hypnotized every day. Just think about it. When you are watching TV and you are suggestible to information on the news, or you're watching a movie and they're downloading different ideas and thoughts and actions into your mind about how relationships are supposed to look, about how you're supposed to manage finances, about how you're supposed to interact with other people, and so on and so forth. Media and television prime our brains and put us in a trance state to where we start to believe the information that we are fed. Most people get off at 5 o'clock and the news come on around 5:30, 6 o'clock, right? So when you're watching the news, you realize that you're suggestible, and suggestible basically means you're receptive. You're receptive to the information that the news is telling you about something out there. And notice how the news tends to program negative thoughts in the mind about how this world is oh so dangerous and the economy is poor and this is happening and that is happening in this country and internationally this is going on, and you start to believe this as true. And when you start to believe something that's true, the thoughts in your mind begins to create neural pathways that hardwires it as a belief. Okay, so anytime you're watching TV and you're relaxed at the same time, your brain waves are at a state where it is receptive to information. This is how the mind is programmed on a daily basis without your permission. Now, to consciously induce your mind into a trance state, I want to go through a few steps really quick. Because first, it's operating at beta. And beta is a frequency in the brain where you're navigating your day, you're interacting with people, you're managing your business, whatever you need to get done, right? That's in beta. You're operating at a low-key, moderate pace. And then there is alpha. Alpha is that brainwave frequency that I feel like I operate in mostly. And it's mostly like you're still maneuvering and getting shit done, but you're doing it at a comfortable pace. You're a little bit more relaxed than beta. You're not all the way up here like beta. You're a little bit, balanced out. And then there's theta. Theta is when you are damn near asleep. This is where people are in meditative states and they're able to download different programs into their mind because their brain waves are slowed down enough to be receptive to this. What's going on a biological level is that when you slow your brain waves down enough and you get into a state where you can program new ideas and new ways of thinking into your reality, you are neurochemically changing and shifting the way you're thinking through the hardwired chemicals in your brain. The more you do this, the more you're going to program yourself to experience a new life and a new reality because you have induced yourself into a trance state of flow. Athletes, executives, business leaders, they all are aware of the capacity of brain waves and how you can receive information when it is auto-suggested. I'm pretty sure there's a device where you can just put on your head and it can do it naturally for you, or not naturally, but automatically to you. But in this sense, I'm teaching you how to do it manually. You get into a relaxed state and you become clear on what it is that you would like or what it is that you want to remove yourself from. These can be thoughts or actions or experiences. No matter what you choose what you want to become, right? Who do you want to become? You get into a relaxed state, you close your eyes, and you just are in a state of stillness. When you are in a state of stillness, your brain is more receptive to information, right? And then you can begin to deposit certain thoughts, certain ideas, certain realities into your mind. Most people be wanting wealth. Most people be wanting healthy relationships and so forth. Most people just want the freedom, right? So if you want these things, when you close your eyes and your brain waves begin to slow down, this is the time to remind yourself of those concepts so that you can rewire and hardwire your mind to believe a thing for you to receive. When you do that, your body will begin to be the mind more than the mind itself. Right? So that means your body is going to start to maneuver even when you're not thinking about it. You do this all the time. When you wake up and brush your teeth, you don't think about it. When you drive to work without a GPS, you don't really think about it because your body is the subconscious mind. Your body is playing the role of the mind. So to induce your mind into a trance state, get into stillness, know what you want, and allow your body to feel the thoughts and the emotion that's correlated with whatever you're feeding it. Do what you please with this information. We setting the tone until next time.